What's up guys, Kai here, and today I will be breaking down the Gundam Evolve gameplay that was revealed on Saturday. So on Saturday the developers had a 2-hour live stream where they talked about the game and they showed us gameplay, quite a lot of gameplay actually. Now, I don't speak Japanese, so I have no idea what they're saying. The video doesn't have any English closed captions as the point of recording this video, so I have no idea what was said. I'm basically just going off of what we see in the gameplay. So we'll start with this frame right here. So this is just the general HUD of the game. Guys playing as the Gundam. So the stuff at the top, that should be fairly common to everyone. Left side is your team, right side is the enemy team, then the objective. Bottom right, that's your gun and your ammo, then your two abilities. So we know what the F key does for the Gundam. That's his Gundam hammer. And then his second ability, the icon is his shield. At first I thought maybe this would be a shield bash, but I don't think it is because we see gameplay of the GM later on and he does a shield bash, but his icon is slightly different. Like on the Gundam it's just the shield, dead on, whereas for the GM the shield is slightly tilted and has like two swoops to show that it's actually moving. So I don't think it's a shield bash. I'm thinking maybe what it is the Gundam actually stands behind the shield and looks through the slot and then just uses it as mobile cover. I'm just speculating because we don't actually see MD do that in this, because surprisingly they showed very little of the actual Gundam and they actually showed nothing from the Zaku's perspective, so those two are still kind of a mystery. And then his ultimate ability, now I thought maybe it would be a sort of new type omnidirectional shooting thing. Nope, it's not that. It's actually the Super Napalm from the show, from like episode 2 or 3. So the Super Napalm that Amuro uses to burn the remaining V project, so the gun cannon, Guntank and Gundam sort of parts. That's what the ultimate move is. Like you can see here, the napalm canister bouncing in and then exploding, and you can actually see it's got a fairly big radius. So that surprised me. Of all the things to make the Gundam's ultimate move, Super Napalm was not on my radar whatsoever. So that was kind of cool. And then to the left there, you've got obviously your health bar, but then to the right of the health bar, you see a white line sort of split in two. That is actually how many dashes that your unit has. So you can dash front, behind you, left or right. And they do recharge pretty quick. So some units get 2 dashes, some only get 1, like the heavier units only get 1, and then the lighter units they'll get like 3. So that's pretty good that they've added a bit of extra mobility to this game that is called Mobile Suit Gundam. You'd expect them to be pretty mobile. So that sort of changes it up a bit from Overwatch, giving them that extra bit of mobility there. But also what they do to change it is how killing people works. So what you do when you take down enemies is when you shoot them, they actually go into a down state, and then you need to basically confirm the kill. So you can see here, they shoots them, they kneel down, and then he needs to shoot him again to confirm the kill. You can see here the Tournay Gundam, he gets downed. Thankfully, a teammate comes in and he picks him up. And he goes back in, kills the Gundam again, and then he gets downed again. But then the Sazabi comes in and picks him up again. So it looks like there's no limit to how many times you can be downed and picked up, at least from what I can see. So again, that sort of changes it up a bit from Overwatch. So that'll be interesting to see how it goes. So that's all the general sort of gameplay stuff that I could pick up from this. Now I'm just going to go into the different units and the different abilities that were revealed to us in the gameplay. So we'll go alphabetical. So we'll start with the Ashimar. So the Ashimar here has a 3-round burst rifle, and then its right click is sort of a powered 3 burst. And then obviously he can transform and fly. And then his middle ability is actually a firebomb grenade. So we can see here from the Sazabi's point of view what that looks like here. So like the outside of your screen goes all fiery. And turns out you can actually burn yourself if you get too close to where you throw the grenade. So the Ashimar like throws the grenade, oh he's on fire. But he walks over a health pack and he's fine. So that's going to be interesting to play about with. Next we have the Barbatos here. So we've seen a lot of the Barbatos, but nothing was really new. It was just stuff that we'd seen in the trailer before. So close the gap with his massive jump attack, stun with a heavy attack, and then downward stab with his sword. But here's gameplay of his ultimate more in depth, so I'm going to pause it here. So you can see his ultimate attack just above his crosshair. You've got sort of yellow arc, that's the timer for how much time you've got to use your ultimate. And then to the left of the arc you've got 3 yellow dashes. That's basically how many sword slashes you've got, which also says on the bottom right as well, shows you the sword, you've got 3 slashes. So you see him here, he slashes once, slashes a second time, he's got 1 more slash. Where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? He's going to go up and waste it. For the Dom here, so you can see the gameplay here, I'm just going to pause it. The game is targeting his teammates with a blue crosshair, and it's telling him to use his C move, which if you look at the icon, it's basically armor plating. And later on we actually do see him that he does give armor to his teammates. So we see here, targeted the Gundam, takes out another wee gun, shoots armor to him and heals him, uses it again before he dies. And then his other ability is just landmines, he throws them down. I think the maximum he can throw is 3 from what I've seen in this. And then his last ability is actually an underslung laser on his rocket. So I don't know how powerful that is, but that's basically what the Dom Trooper can do. After the Dom Trooper we're on to the GM Sniper, which yes I know I'm showing the Guntank, but as I speculated, the GM Sniper's ultimate move is basically a massive pulse wave that goes out and highlights enemies, but it highlights enemies for your whole team. So this is what it looks like when there's a GM Sniper on your team, so guys playing as the Guntank, and then you just see it goes all grid-like and highlights everyone. And then you can see here if I pause it, so this guy's playing as the Pale Rider, but if you look at his teammates on the top left, you can see it's got percentage bar for the ultimates, and you can see if you're going from left to right, the 5th one in, that's the GM Sniper, so their ultimate is ready, and then they activate it now, and then it goes into that grid effect highlighting everyone, so that is their ultimate. And then you see here they throw down what looks to be a jump pad, but I can't really find any gameplay of MD walking onto it, so it's just speculation that it is a jump pad. And then something else I noticed, we don't see them using their heal ability either, that wrench, which I'm just guessing is a heal ability. But the other move in the middle, first I had no idea what that is, but then it looks to be the Vulcan pod on the side of its head. So I don't know if that will be maybe a close range like rapid fire move, for in case if enemies get too close to him that you can use that. Not sure, but that's what it looks like to be. After the GM Sniper we've got more of the Guntank here, just using his ultimate ability. So this is him flying in the core fighter. So if you look at the left of the crosshair, that's actually the fuel gauge of the core fighter, showing how much time you've got to fly it. But if you look at the bottom left as well, the core fighter actually has a health bar, so it looks like you can actually shoot out the sky here, which does happen. So that's good to know that if you see a core fighter come towards you, you can shoot it, that you're not doomed to be blown up. And then his other move is basically a large 2-second dash to get out of there, so that's a good escape. The Methus is an interesting one. So at first I thought this was like a graphical tethering glitch here, but no, the Mephis is actually tethered to the Barbatos here, and it's a healing tether. So if we freeze on her perspective here, she's got it activated right now, the ability on the far right. So it's got like 2 tethers swooping off to the right, and then lots of health pluses. So that's a healing tether. So that's one of her abilities. The other abilities is transforming, which when she's transformed, she's still tethered to him. So that could be quite annoying if there's a healing unit flying high above you. Her basic attacks are just the wee beam pistols. Then her second ability is actually a charge shot of both pistols. And then later on we see that her third ability, or fourth ability rather, is actually a turret that she can throw down. Now, didn't actually see any gameplay of the turret firing or doing damage to anyone, so I don't know how effective it actually is or how fast it fires, but it's pretty interesting. You can throw down a turret. So Mephis is going to be a cool character to play as. After the Mephis, we've got the Pale Rider, which seems very much to be Soldier 76. So he's got a basic machine gun that he can aim down sights with, and he also has a healing field that he can deploy for him and his teammates. And he appears to have 2 grenades. So the one that he throws overhand seems to be a basic impact grenade, and then the one that he throws underhand, I'm not sure, like it looks like a stun EMP grenade kind of thing. I'm not really sure. Every time the person threw it in this gameplay, it never made contact with enemies, so I'm just speculating that it's a stun grenade. And we never saw its ultimate move in action, so I have no idea what it is. Nothing new really much from the Suzabe, except that if you throw your tomahawk, you can actually pick it up again. So you can see here the game's prompting him to pick it back up, so that's pretty cool. Knowing that if you miss it, you don't have to wait for its cooldown. You can, if you want, just go over and pick it up, so that's pretty good to know. So for the Tornado Gundam, we can see here that it's actually got a charge time for its beam rifle, so I'm expecting it to do high damage per shot. And then we can actually see that it takes some damage here, and then it activates its healing ability, which has a long cooldown, a 25-second cooldown, so it is effectively using the Dark Gundam cells to heal itself, which is pretty cool, and that's a pretty fast heal, not gonna lie. And then we do see gameplay of the Moonlight Butterfly, but again, I still have no idea what it does. I don't know if it's like an area of effect debuff it does on people, or if it is actually damaging them. I'm still not sure. Or if it is a healing field. Yeah, I have no idea what it does. And then its other move seems to be a charge forward stun, which the guy actually misses with it here, but I think that's what it is. I've seen like somebody getting stunned by the Tornado Gundam, so I'm guessing that's what the move was just a sort of charge forward. So that's all the individual abilities from the units, but there's something else I noticed. There seemed to be this sort of overdrive feature that people were getting, which just speeds them up and just makes them do, like, it gives them insane movement and damage. Like right here of the Pale Rider, I've not sped this footage up whatsoever. This is just how fast and mobile he is now, because he's in this sort of, I don't know, overdrive like mode, and I've no idea how people are getting that. I don't know if it's like points accumulated and then they unlock it. I don't know if it's objective based. I don't know if it's a pickup, but quite a few times people were in this mode where it's like the edges of their screen were sort of blue fire, and it's just making them go crazy. So yeah, I have no idea what that is. So hopefully people can translate the live stream and I can find out what the heck it actually is. And last but certainly not least, somebody during the live stream hit the emote wheel button for a brief second, and we can see what the emote wheel is. Nothing too fancy, it's pretty standard. So that's all the gameplay and everything that I could see from it. So got a much better understanding of all the units and how they play now. And honestly, the more I see of this game and the more that I'm going through it and breaking it down, the more I'm getting excited for it. Again, I just hope it's good. I hope it plays well. It looks like it plays well, but that's mouse and keyboard. Hoping that translates well to controller, because I would like to play it on controller, because I cannot play on mouse and keyboard whatsoever. But I will learn if I have to. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. Hopefully you're getting a bit hyped for this game as well. Let me know what you guys think of the game so far from the stuff that you've seen. Are you excited? Are you still cautious? Or have you no interest in this game whatsoever? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I'm going to keep following this game and posting more stuff as it comes out. Let me know if I've missed anything, because I'm sure I have missed something in this gameplay. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.